And we are streaming, so welcome back to Tars and Confusion. Riichi Mahjong is for chat. How are we all doing? We have 3 people already in the room, so at the very least we can start up a free player game if nobody else is forthcoming. So how's everybody's week been? And in fact, is anybody here? Carol has apparently been sick, so I am uncertain as to whether he's actually going to be here. No. No is the answer from Egan. I don't know which question that was necessarily answering, but no is the idea at this point. Okay, fair enough. That's probably my answer to who is actually here. Hi, Carol. Here for sure. Good to hear it, though. Honestly, if you're not feeling up to it, don't worry about it, sir. We can just torture Egan and make him continually play. It'll be good. We'll give it a few more minutes to see if we can grab a 4th player. Otherwise, we will switch ourselves to 3-player Mahjong for a bit. How are you going through the ranking on that, by the way? Oh, as soon as Tenhou logged me in. Oh, okay, perfect. Alright, JPB has returned. We have Egan, myself, and Kyrol. Let's get a game started. And the gongs have sounded, and they're off. We have a okay-ish hand. That improves the hand a significant amount. So we've got dragons. It's then just a case of what we can do with them. Play the indicator dragon to start with. Good luck, have fun, all indeed. And ideally we need something connected to these. Hi, Sif. Okay, good draw. So 1-4 to improve the hand. 3 gives us the possible of the Ipeiko on this as well. And we've drawn a pair. Okay. Most likely we'll be calling the dragons if they come up, so that'll give us the waiting pair effectively. Still could do with drawing something connected to one of these two, but okay, not ideal because it's the closed weight, but we'll take it. So dragon for a 2-pin Tenpai. 2-pin, but we'd have to wait on the dragon. We'll hold. Because we're not guaranteed to get that dragon just yet, so we'll call for Tenpai, and that would have been a call for Tenpai, but it would have been a one-sided with 2 tiles remaining. That being said, how many 2 dots are left? At least 3. And we could always improve this and go into a 2-5 at a later point if we were to draw the 4. Or even a pair weight with one of these two. Okay, so Egan is off. Forever 9 at this stage. So we've avoided the Apatsu. Question is, what is he waiting on? We would assume high Manzu or dot tiles is his main weight. South is unlikely, but it is a live tile. No, it isn't live. One's been played, so we'll say that's okay. Second 2 dot has come out as well. And 4-man. Okay, so here's the question. Do I decide to just fold it here? We don't have a lot of easy ways to fold against this hand, annoyingly, so I'm just going to play the 1 dot and hope. 3 dot is not safe. It is Suji, which we could try and rely on, but okay, Suji passes. So now it's just a case of whether we can get this 4-man out. A dot looks extremely unlikely here, so I think we are folding. Got 7, 8, 9, so we'll just get rid of this entire set, see where we are. And we'll let Egan have his win. wondering if Kyra was going to go for something there because of a delay, but might have just been that, a delay. We also could still sneak ourselves into Tenpai at this point. 9 dot isn't directly safe, though it probably should be. Hello, Draconis. Yeah, if we were actually trying to force ourselves into Tenpai, sure, but it's the first hand of the game. We're not going to force anything at this point. Yeah. Would be my first guess, but... That was me relying on soul timing. I actually was going to cross for 9, but hey, Manzu has passed. Alright, Hagen was waiting on a single dragon. A little bit of a silly wait, but hey, he could have. It's always a possibility they're waiting on dragons. Dead weight is either pair of them ultimately, so. I think we were the west first. I still won. No, you drew. I'm debating things here. We'll get rid of our pair of 8s at this stage. There's an outside chance we can have a possible Itsu out of this. And we can still draw a 7 and be useful, so... Like I said, this hand is a mess of closed weights, really. Pair of 5s. Again, we'll get rid of a 9 because it doesn't change too much. 7 still sorts of handouts. I know I said possible Itsu, but I've already kind of discounted ourselves on that grounds at this stage. Yeah, ultimately, this is not developed particularly well. Nope, T-Dot's not useful. We'd like to be able to do something with our dealer turn here, but... Okay, Kyra with south. We have a safe tile if we want to use it, but I think we'll play the 8, so for the moment. No, I guess we'll play the 9 then. I think we're going to assume Kyrill's in Tenpai and just play on from that. So he's dropped a pair of dots. If he was on there for a half flush, that would be his weight. I'm going to throw the 3 here as well. A little bit of a dodgy one there, and actually we dealt in with it. But my theory on this one was he played early Manzu. If he did want anything, it was closed weight Sanchikyu, actually. So he had called for Tenpai, got that far. I was looking towards 7 pair or possibly the 5 Doko, but unlikely in that case because nobody's going to be discarding 5s on that board, although Agen did a little earlier. A little unfortunate, but 3s and 7s are the most likely things people are waiting on. And again, Open Sanchikyu is quite cheap, but I had no idea if I was going to deal into Agen as well from that one. Okay. So this is looking a bit more like my usual style of hand here, at least in terms of the quick Tanya. Which 4, sir? Which 4? Aegon already purging his suit by the look of it as well. Let's give him his wind. Nope, doesn't want it. So we got some unusual discards going on from JPB. We have a... Hello, Miguel. And also Aegon seemingly purging the dots at this point. I'll get everything. We'll toss for 9. Squiggly 4. He wants the squiggly 4. Hurrah. Although if he answered the question, we're going to have words about him overhearing what I'm talking about in chat.
Home.
Okay, Dragon Call for the dealer. Where is the other guy? Which other guy? There are a few of us here, in fairness, but I wanted the squiggly 4. We gather you want the squiggly 4. I muted you. I bet you did after I mentioned that in public in the chat anyway. Now. Tradition is maintained. Okay, so we'll pass that on. Got a potentially... Getting there. Still a bit work to do, but we can easily hit Tenhou here. Hopefully get the 7-pin for Adora. Sanchiku's a possibility as well, I suppose, depending on how this went. Unfortunately, I have to drop a pair of 9s here. And I guess we're on for a Nageshi. 9 in with 9 in our hand. It's tempting to call, but I don't like calling if it's not going to give me that. And I've got to also be slightly considerate about Kyril. We're into the end of the second row here. So we'll toss our safe pair against him here and see what happens. Outside possibility, we can stretch this to a Ipeiko. And right now I just need a couple of turns. He's only discarded a 5... Man, the danger sign from Kyril will be if he discards a Pinzu at any point, but... Because other than Aegon doing his initial suit purge, and that suggests he's possibly in a Manzu half-flush at this point, actually. Hasn't been too much indicating, really, from Kyril of Tenpai here. Alright, middle dot tile. Kyril's in Tenpai. We can call for Tenpai here, I think. Nope, not quite. So we're going to play 4. Suji against both players. All 3 players, actually. But Aegon is on for a Toy Toy. So we would assume Tenhou Toy Toy. West Wind. West 1, 2. Okay, so that's fine. So we're strictly speaking 1 from Tenpai here. South. Go for it. We'll go for it and we'll see what happens. So yeah, I've got to be able to call 4-7 and have the free pass, and I don't think the free dot is something that's going to pass against... well, just about anybody, I've got to say at this stage. So we've got a Dot Honitsu on both sides. Aegon is on for Toy Toy. 1-so should be safe against both. And with not many tiles left, we're probably folding on a next discard, probably with the 6-so here, because I think that's against all players. Red Dragon, Red Dragon, Red Dragon, yep, red. So no 10 for us. We're probably going to lose 3,000 on that deal. Nope, just 1,500. We're okay with that. Wasn't quite the Honitsu, so he was bluffing a little bit there on a 2-pin, 8-pin. And I didn't quite catch what Aegon was waiting on. Okay, East 3. Free Dora in my opening hand, so I can't complain at all about this. And also, it's if we can get that 7 early, this is a quick hand as well. So There's some options here. That's a good draw. Okay. So we draw a 7. And that gives us into the 4-7-1-4. Certainly some options. 7 pin doesn't really help us. We'll get rid of that at this point. Problem I think is the pair of 6s we currently got. We prefer to... Okay. Oh, options here. I think we'll cut the 2-3. Not necessarily the best of things to get rid of in terms of tile efficiency, but we want to try and keep this Dora if we can. This is a 3 Dora hand plus reach is Mungan already, so okay, 2-pin is basically undoing what we did here. This now is where we're going to question whether it's worth keeping the Dora or not. We'll cut the 3 for the moment though. We have no chance of Sanchikyu with this hand really, so we'll hold off, try and maximize our potential draws for Tenpai here. Okay. It really wants me to toss this Dora. Yeah, okay. We toss the Dora at this point. So Tenhou Dora is exactly the same as holding 3 Dora with that and not having the Tenhou, so from that perspective it's fine. This draw also opens us off to just start calling tiles as well, going for the Tenhou Toy Toy multi-Dora. And I suppose if we hit one more pair in the meantime, which is possible, we haven't discarded any pairs at this stage. 7 pairs is definitely a thing we could be considering. East. East is... oh no, one's been played. That's fine. It's whether either of our 2 hands are going to be quick enough. Toy Toy seems really unlikely here, though we could start aggressively calling for Tenhou. Problem we got is... okay, 5 pairs. So, unfortunately, Dragon Call as well, so we have to be aware of Eigen here, but we're 1 from 7 pairs Tenpai. 8 is a safe tile against him, 2 is a safe tile, and 2 have been played. So that's probably our next tile to get rid of. Normally, with 7 pairs, I'd like to be winning on a loose honor tile. That 9 actually would have been probably a perfect one for that. We've already discarded the 3, so we'll avoid. You broke the rules! And yes, you could have had 2 dragons. I thought you meant down me timing you out. You broke the rules, sir. I realise they're loose and I don't really care all that much. Ooh, 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 ooh. Change of plans. Change of plans. 4-pin, 7-so, Ryan Peiko, 2 Dora. I always, without exception, try to force this hand when I have a chance at it. This is happening. We're in the 3rd row. There's not a lot of draws to make this work, but... alright, there's 1 7-so been played. There are no 4 dots that have been played. This is still on. Darn. 6 is a dangerous discard at this point, but especially against the now definite Honitsu. Darn it, 1 down. Still 2 left. Still 2 left. We can do this. Ryan Peiko. Even if I draw the 4, that gives me Peiko pin to Tenhou Dora. Still a monster hand. 6 should also pass against Eigen, so... oh, darn it. So, Toy Toy only. Toy Toy Dragon, of course. Yep. So, Eigen takes the lead from Chiral. And Chiral, I think, sinks to 2nd? Does he go down to 3rd? No, he's in 2nd. Okay. Unfortunate, but there was no way we weren't going for the Ryan Peiko if it was on. Aside from anything else, that's the sort of hand that will win a game by itself. The win wasn't on, I don't think. Just going to type that out so people are aware of what I was doing. Anyway. That's my opinion on it. I was happy to stay safe for the moment. Because also, Aiden is a relatively new player, so we have to be aware that he can sometimes be on really silly weights. I realise if he wasn't a really silly weight, I'd have lost less points, but sort of be considered. That is annoying, but we'll move on. Also, when you're calling for Tenpai, it's always worth considering how much value you're actually getting out of it. So Eigen had, at that point, Toi Toi Honitsu as his upper hand. Obviously, he only had the Toi Toi, but it was looking like a Mungan hand, and we weren't fighting him with a Mungan at that point. So I feel that, or at least in terms of hand valuation or threat valuation, I felt he was issuing more threat than we were gaining in reward for trying it. So I'm going to toss the 3 dots at this point. A little risky, but I would rather force them early if I'm going to. It is. It just looks a little unusual, but it is. Oh, okay. Change of plans then. No, actually, I haven't changed the plans because I was deliberating too much. So we had the option of swapping, but I feel actually, no, we'll stick with that.
Riichi. Don.
Riichipatsu. Riichipatsu Pinfu double Dora. Okay, Okara immediately replies, Mungan, and I will take the lead, thank you very much. The fact that Reagan appeared to discard that immediately, probably not suggesting he was looking too much at potential hand values there. Quite so. Alright, so Carol takes the lead. Aegon is still second. I am still in last, having yet to win a hand. And it doesn't look as if this is going to be the one that changes that unless we get a bit of luck. So, east to start. We are sitting south, so if we do get our pair, then that is instant Mungan territory. Although the rest of the hand isn't phenomenal in terms of that. Still, we'll see.
Each.
Okay, JPB is going to be rude. We're then not going to discard a dragon. We're going to discard a north. Again, it's probably on an edge weight, and you want to play your normal game as much as possible against the early reach. But that being said, we'll avoid dealing in at least on turn 1. Most likely his hand is actually quite cheap. Most likely it's on a closed weight. There's always that situation that you will deal into a Hanuman in this position. But I'm going with generalizations, and the generalizations will more often than not prove to be true. So we're going to play our normal game as much as possible and see what happens. That being said, safe dragons, I think, is the way we're looking at the moment. Oh, okay. So that was me playing too quickly. I saw safe dragon, I decided I was going to toss it, then drew the second one. Doesn't matter. We'll take 2 safe turns here. It was definitely not what I planned, but I'm going to do it. Meanwhile, then. Eitzo's a little dodgy because instinctively you've got to consider tiles near the Dora and the Dora that was the tile that was just discarded to be dangerous, or at least connected. Though with an early reach, that's not a guaranteed thing. We're going to risk the 8. Nope. Okay. We would love to risk this south at some point, but we're going to have to actually be in Tenpai, I think, to pull that off. Also, we're now getting to the point of the game where we're going to worry about the other 2 players a little bit more. I'm going to play with 6 as it was a safe tile a couple of turns ago. And also, this opens that setup there. We don't have a proper pair with that, but this has more potential. And he's waiting on a 2. Close 2, single 2, actually. So 7 pairs, and yeah. Reach 7 pairs. So languishing in last, but nobody has enough points to win the game at this stage. So we'll take that going on. Here, this is a little unusual, so we're going to play our exterior dots and see what happens. Well, Dora would have been safe, but ultimately still would have been a good decision. Alright, we'd like to be dealer, so we're going to go for the quick win here. we've also been fairly silent on things, so we'll just take the quick win, become dealer. The game is nice and close enough that I feel going for a quick hand here is probably good little momentum boost before we have our hand. Well, I mean, he has his days. On his day, he's unbeatable, but that being said, he does have a lot of bad days as well on this. I mean, Jesper was kind of the same way. Jesper was a genius at this game, but had so many bad days. Oh, can't option. We are last, so we'll keep that for a little bit and think about it. But we need to be in 10-5 before I consider that move. He did reach but that took him how many games? You put down the number in one of the comments on my video somewhere. And I'm not saying he's a bad player. We know he's a good player. I'm just saying that on his day, he's actually unbeatable. But that day doesn't happen all the time. He is certainly, though, at the higher end of the players on this Tiles of Confusion server. Okay. Getting there. I'm wondering if forcing Honitsu is a good idea from this, but...
Each.
Okay. Well, that ruins our plan.
Each.
That ruins all of our plans. So if we go for this, but we then have to toss the Friso. Friso is not likely to be a thing that we want, so we'll have to just dodge. Alright, 9s go.
Long.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but we didn't have a lot of good options on that basis. Reach and 2 Ura. Okay. I see how this is going. I see how this is going. Balance full is restored because he went on a reach-only hand with nothing. I see. Okay, the salt's been deposited now. We move on. This is our dealer turn, unfortunately, so this is, of course, where we need to start drawing things. And already we've had a backwards wait there, which is suggestive of just us plummeting down the slopes. Plummeting down. Okay. Let's see. So that's a good draw. We'll risk South at this point because one was just played. If we can luck out on getting rid... Reach only hand that he hit 2 on, unfortunately, to turn it into a hand. Oh well. To be fair, there is an upside. It wasn't whatever JPB had. I have no idea whether JPB's hand was going to be worth more, but I would imagine that it wasn't just a reach only. Well, we haven't, unfortunately, been able to pair up dragons, but they have been proven safe on discards, so we're doing okay here. Also, see if that's flying dangerously close to revealing my hand. I realise you didn't. I'm just saying that is not the information I'd like to be revealed. Alright. So that's unfortunate. We have a safe tile or two against that, though. Ah, it's fine. Don't worry, I said it was close. I didn't say it was actual. Unfortunately, is that a live west? That was a live west. Still, skips Kyrill's turn. So, in order for us to actually do anything with his hand, we'd have to make the Friso and the Green Dragon pass. Well, that's one. And unfortunately, I don't want Aegon to deal in again. He probably will, but if he deals in, that's a problem for us because it means we lose our last dealer turn. We kind of need to go for this. But if I go for this, we're committing to a no value hand just to try and stay dealer. But it means we can potentially keep our dangerous tiles. Okay. A little desperate, but it's paid off. So, question now is, can we cut the green? Or do we have to be waiting on the green? He's played 2 9s earlier. I don't think he's on the 8. We have to cut one of them. Go. We're in last place on our last deal around. We have to be in Tenpai at the end of this. If the green passed, oh, I guess it wouldn't have made a difference.
Home.
Okay, Tenpai. 7 safe. Chi? No. Right, had to hit Tenpai with that, unfortunately, so... Good news is, that was the right decision. Might not have felt it in actuality, but that was the right decision after the fact. Alright, white to start. Cairo could have so easily been on a dragon weight, though. So easily could have happened with none of them played up to that point. Ugh, and our luck is still backfiring on us. Alright.
Home.
Alright, Rissa South. But I'm giving him double Yaku High. I know we could have played the East for safety, but there's still the off chance that we could... Well, actually not until then. Up until then, there was a chance we could have used it. Alright, 4 pairs. 7 pairs waiting on a 9 would be ideal. Well, not that 9 anyway. Suanko. Yeah, Suanko will do. Unfortunately, we dealt another hand in. Right, so... Chanta or Honitsu? Most likely Honitsu. So we'll risk our 2 at this point. Still got some problems, but... Depends how aggressive we want to be from here, really. It's a single 2-dot. 5 so 6 man you wouldn't have thought would be played against this, but... We can't escape for Tanyo, so we have to make another way around of this. Sanchikyu is a outside possibility. Reach Sananko is more likely, but I feel that we're going to go for a call Toy Toy at this point.
Home.
Okay, Dragon only. So he is going for the quick hand.
Home.
Because he's going for the quick hand, we have no choice but to try and force a Tenpai here. Options.
Kang.
Darn it! Well, at least we know. So it's 6 man only, then to hit Tenpai. Or we're just going to have to call and bluff. Call and bluff seems like our best plan from this point, and hope that that doesn't happen. It was risky, but in that position I had to try and hit that. Also, single pit weight. Yeah. Oh well. Okay, so now we have to hit 2 genuine hands in order to keep the game going, or we have to knock both of them down far enough that we go into West. Good initial draw.
Home.
I don't need a secret alliance here. If I get a small hand, in south, and we get a quick resolution to Aegon's turn, I can still actually win this from here. The gap is not as far as you'd think it was. And Aegon going for a quick hand that's probably not that valuable, and he'll be dealer next turn, so that amplifies any effect of things on that. I should really get rid of the east here, and I think I will. We then have to cut one more tile to get Tenhou. So Tenhou, Pinfu, Sanjku.
Home.
Tenhou, Pinfu, Sanjku, Mungan hit 1. Knocks everybody below 30,000. At that point, I could try and escape route the game into a West Wind and win in sudden death. Or... oh, we'll see. Alternatively, any win at this point puts both of them below, and then I just have to hope JPV can get a small win. Tempted to call that, but we haven't fully committed to Tenhou at this point. There's also a lot of Manzu being culled by Chiral right now. So Pinzu Honitsu on the left. Which means I'm going to get rid of this 4. That will backfire on me in a couple of turns' time, but we need to do it now. Because the only other way we can go with this hand is Itsu, Dora. That's confirmed. Yep. We kind of knew that anyway.
Home.
Calling doesn't do any good for us at that position. We need to be able to win the hand. You can't just be in Tenpai. White Dragon is safe, thankfully. So South Honitsu, Free Han, maybe 5,000 points. It might be a Mungan, though, which would certainly complicate the matter. Actually, it wouldn't necessarily complicate the matters. It would just mean I'd have to win with a sumo to knock everybody below 30. Hopefully with a good enough sumo to put me in range of sudden death attack. Alright. We don't think he's waiting on that, so we're going to pass it. If he's on South only, well done to him. He could also have an Itsu. So that'd be Itsu, Dora, South, Honitsu, Hanneman. Pair of 1s. We're going to go for it. We don't come here to not go for possible Itsus. Aegon, though, continually dealing Manzu into an obvious Manzu Honitsu gives him a Mungan. So, in order to keep the game going, I need to hit with a sumo giving 2,000 points off of the non-dealer, which means I need to hit a Hanneman sumo in order to keep the game going. If I hit a Hanneman sumo, I'm probably in a position to try and win anyway. But yeah, I can't do it in both. The only exception to this, I suppose, is if Chiral reaches and then I hit JPV with a direct hit for a small hand. That puts us into a West round. Other than that, I've got to get a hand that is big enough to win genuinely by itself, and I don't think this is... I mean, it's possible. Riichi, Pinfu, Itsu, Dora, Mungan, hope some Uridura, but that's about as good as I can get on the whole. Get myself to Baiman level of how to win this game. If I had a triplet of a 6-man, I'd be much more confident about trying it, but getting a Baiman from here, which I would need to definitely win, Hanneman could at least cause a draw if I sumo it, or at least put us into a West round with me getting a bucket load of points. So those are the two things. That is our last place continuation plan. Force the game into Riichi, Pinfu, Itsu, Sumo, Dora. And hope for Turora. Long shot, but if you don't go for it, you're never going to get it. I'm non-dealer. I only get 8. Yeah, 8,000 gets me with a Aegon score, actually, so... Yes. And actually, but... Also, 8,000 against JPB doesn't overtake him. We got the other option, actually, here. Hi, ma'am. Our other option for a comeback is Chinitsu Dora 2. 3, actually. Chinitsu Dora 3 is the only way we can hit Baiman. Agen is on a flush of some kind. Half flush or full flush. Probably in the dot tiles. And I've got to discard 4 of them to make the Chinitsu work. Alright, let's get started. The only reason I'm debating that at this point is because I am far too far behind here going into the third row.
Home.
Alright, step 1 passed. Extra 1,000 on the board, so it doesn't change the equation much for me, really. I suppose if Agen wins, we get another go at this, but... Forcing the Honitsu from here is going to be real... Well, the Chinitsu, really. Alright, deal in has happened. That's big enough we go directly into it. It's not. 87. Agen then just slightly ahead. But this is likely to be the last attempt. So we still need a Hanuman Sumo... Well, Baiman Sumo to win. Hanuman Sumo, I think, to force the West round playoff. And this hand is less likely than the last to hit a Biteman. Especially if JPP on the attack, which absolutely makes sense in his situation. He needs to close out the game before somebody attacks. Not what I want, of course, but I've got no choice. I've got to try and force something myself here. So Riichi Pinfu, hope for a couple of Dora in the hand, hope for some Uridura. Sanchku, 6, 7, 8 concealed. Not a lot of easy ways through this, I don't think. So yeah, we tossed it. Okay, it's fine. So my whole plan has now been backfired because I just discarded Fedora without any real provocation or need. So, right, we have basically conceded this. We can still claw ourselves above Chiral if we can hit a Mungan, but the only way we're hitting that is with Riichi Pinfu Sanchku. Also, the chat appears to be slightly delayed. I don't know whether it is massively, but we'll see as it goes. Another north. Also, all the Frisos are going, so I feel we're going to cut the 1-2. Just because this weight doesn't feel likely anymore. In fact, it wasn't unlikely. Okay. I suppose we've got Carnage. If we go for Carnage, though, we lose any chance of getting the Sanchku. That, though, is a good draw. Alright, so drop 7. Do that. Tenhou, Sanchku. Into the third row, though. How many 7 men are left? 2. How many 8 dots are left? Okay, so Sanchku's been out for a while and I've just not been paying attention. Right, so Khan the 6 is all I've got here. Tenhou, Khan, Dora, Hope. Which, if I'd have realised that, I'd have called the 7 dot. Okay, possible Ipeco to help out. So Tenhou, Ipeco. Yeah, I might have had a chance of that actually with the way it worked out. Does not help me. We need a pair. So Because now that 7 playing has been pretty much confirmed as the pair, 6 dot we do have to Khan, but
リーチ
extra 1,000 on the table. We can call, take that. Don't have a safe discard, unfortunately. Safe discard that we want to do. Aegon does not care about this.
ポン
Hold off return. Risk that.
ズモ
Zoom in. Okay, fine. I actually had meant to calm that, but let's probably save the pawn and give ourselves the option. Of a safe tile. That was a bit depressing. We're going to go into game 2. And we will consider timing out Aegon even more going forward. Good games. I can't say I played that particularly well, but I don't think I did too much badly there. And sometimes in the situations, it's all about trying to maximize the chances at a comeback. But I had... Did I even hit Tenpai that game? I don't think I won any hands, that's a certainty. Oh dear. But we move on. Things will change. Things will happen. New game. New game, new life. And hopefully now I can only go up, because I'm sure that puts me to 0. Link is in the description if you wish to play along. So we have Sif, Draconis, Aegon, and myself for round 2. Starting south, needing a... Okay, that's not too bad, actually. Would prefer to something a little more definite to attack the dealer position, but this is fine. But this hand is could be quite quick depending on things here. Not very valuable though, but we don't need a lot of value to attack the dealer position. 2-3-4 Sanchku, I suppose, is now something we could consider. We'll toss the 8 anyway first, then we'll consider the 1, and then we'll see where we are. If the draws happen to be 3-man, 2-man in that time, then we know what we're getting. That's fine. I mean, feel free to ask questions. I know I have I've complained a little bit in the stream thus far about people trying to reveal my hand, and I do genuinely not like that happening. But if you want to ask general questions, or you want to ask why I've done a certain thing, then feel free to, and I'll try and explain when I can, even if I have a logical reason for it. And some things I'm not that... Oh, that's a good draw. Right, so 2-3-4 Sanchku is our idealized hand position. Problem with this particular one is we're going to be on a free, so wait if it comes to it. All right, we'll keep dropping the pair here. But so Riichi Mahjong is free Han, about 5,200 points from here, which would be a good start. Ipeco is unlikely because unfortunately we would have to break something up to make that work. Oh, that's unfortunate. How much do I really want this hand? I think we want this hand enough that we're going to break that up. This is not necessarily the best decision, but also we don't really want to toss the 5. I'm the only person who's discarded any Mansu at the moment, so we want to be aware of what is tile, how expensive a tile is, for example, say. So the more expensive a tile is, the more risky it is to discard. In this case, only 5 Mansu had been discarded up to that point. That's a great draw, actually. But it's back where we were, pretty much. But now we've got Tenhou added in.
Boom.
If I draw that 3-man... 4. Okay, perfect.
Each.
Riichi Mahjong, Tenhou, Dora, and waiting on the 3-man. It's not the best of things to be waiting on a 3-7, but this is exactly what we wanted. We have advanced 2 other people's hands in this process, but vindicated, unfortunately. I'd say that's unfortunate, but 1 Dora versus a 2 Han for Sanchku. This is a better deal. And people seem to be folding against us, which is always a good thing to see. But who will play that 3-man, or will we just draw it? Somebody gonna risk a hand here? Nope. Come on, Egan. Give me the free man. So close. So close. So one of our winners is out. Nobody should be playing that.
ポン
Oh, you're attacking aggressively. Hope that free comes out. Nope. Well, skillful commentary over skillful play at the moment. I haven't, as I say, I've not been particularly playing well. That is a dodgy thing to be doing against a Reach. If I win now, I win more points. Or I get more Kandor anyway. So one thing I tell people not to do, and Draconis knows better. Alright, Tenpai. What was he actually waiting on? That was almost a nothing hand as well. He had 2 Dora, so... What was that? Rinshan Dora 2? Oh well. So yeah, we had our opportunity, the big hand. Didn't pay off, but that's the way the game goes occasionally. We will see for the rest of this. We'll toss Bedoris first, because less likely somebody wants it. And if somebody does want it, we prefer to know now. Not a game card. Yeah, sometimes it'll complain at you. Sometimes it's not the good decision to do that, but... Okay, Egan's gone for a weird discard again, purging a suit. This has been the prelude to a lot of his toy hands recently, but in general, if someone's doing that, they're going for a 1-suit hand. Although usually you don't want to purge a suit immediately, especially not with all those middle tiles, because there's more useful tiles that can be drawn around them. Having a pair of 4s and a 6 would be quite nice right now. Kyril reckons he's going for orphans. He might well do, but if he's going for that, he's pretty much doomed. I say pretty much. We see 3 Wests, and we see... Yeah, I don't think the orphans is a good plan usually anyway, but in this particular case, I feel it's already doomed. He's already lost a red. He's on for a Manzu Honitsu. Or knowing him, Toy Dora 1. Good draw. So 4, 5, 6 Sanch-Q is a thing. But 4 for Tenpai then. I suppose we've also got... actually, no, we don't have a pair if we call the dragons. Okay, so that gives us our pair, which means we then have the ability to call things. The question is then, do I want to give up the potential Sanch-Q here? Yeah. Okay, so we're trying to lock in a potential Sanch-Q with this. We could also go in for the 3, 4, 5 Sanch-Q as well with the way this has gone. But we can now call the dragon for Tenpai, which is always advisable to do if you can set it up like that.
Eat.
We still would have the option of changing things up. Okay. That's pain. So, we just discarded an 8. 6 was played a couple of turns ago. He has played mostly Manzu. We'll press toss the 8.
Sumo.
And he goes Riichi Mahjong as dealer, because he's a git. He's a lucky person sometimes, and that is a good 2-sided weight. Ipatsu does bump the hand value up to Mungan, but that effectively now puts us in a battle for second. At least for the time being. Okay, we are sitting south, so that's not the worst draw for us. I'm actually going to get rid of the 4-man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is not what we're going for, but, you know, the half flush is definitely on.
Boom.
This is a little bit of a forced half flush, but Draconis is just taking a bit of a lead here. We don't want him to be dealer anymore. We need to force that hand off him.
1。
Well, it's more this opener and being 18,000 points behind him and still in East 1, I think, is more the point. The problem is this gets progressively worse as this goes on without us drawing another pair, because this hand is a long way from anything good. Yeah, and the draws are not helping. Okay, so this is basically, unfortunately, after that, we've got to fold. Now, of course, we'd like to keep going and draw those tiles, and maybe we'll get the chance to, but I feel that we're already at the point where this isn't going to work. Especially drawing Dora there, so... South is thankfully our bonus tile, so, you know, it's not the end of the world having to do this, but... But had we have been playing sensibly, discarding these first, then yeah. Okay, 2 reds. We can get rid of those next. And see where things end up. Sif has risked Fedora, so we'll risk it as well. Just to, you know, get it out of the way. Especially as 2 of them played, so rating on the last one wouldn't necessarily have been a good plan. Especially as it looks like Sif is actually on a half flush here. Alright, now we'll get rid of West. East has still a live tile at this stage, so that's going to be a problem for later, I think. Could still possibly make this Chanter, but... Yeah, I'm going to pass that. It feels too dodgy to go for it right now. We'll take the second one of those, though. Also, it is our pair right now, so we don't want to discard the pair if we can avoid it. Six man. Yeah, that should be safe against all players. Aegon on a 6-man single weight with a 2G trap. Go on then. Well, that might have been into Sif, in all honesty, here. So this is the thing that happens when you go aggressive and call, especially on a hand that is not quite there. This sort of situation occurs, and suddenly you're in a world of hurt. So we have 2 draws to finish the Chanter, Honitsu. Oh, okay. Fine. Chanter Toy. So Toy, Honitsu, Dragon South. If we can make the East past, which we won't do. Yeah, I did actually. This is me not paying attention again. Last snap, can't call anymore, so that is us done. 1 player Tenpai. 2-pin single Tanyo wait. But we're dealer now. All new world now we're dealer. Well, you were in a single weight. You could have changed your weight. You're in a single weight. You have no excuse to be for a 10. I was bluffing. Still, I'm dealer, so it's, you know, not the end of the world. Was occasionally terrible indeed. But yeah, that is true. And I do occasionally bluff, but there's a time and a place for it. And when you are desperately behind you're a long way behind, currently holding third place, that's not the time to be bluffing. Okay, looks like the Nageshi battle is down to just me and Draconis. No, that would imply there was something to go into.
Riichi.
Okay, so Reach on the 5, we're going to toss that. Thankfully, we've drawn a very useful tile there. So if we draw the 6, we can pursue Reach on the 7. West should be fine.
Gone.
Okay, so 2 again. That was the tile right next to the tile before Reach. Those are the 2 tiles you want to be watching out for the most. So his weight was most likely to be around the 5 dot or around the 1 man. So Egan, unfortunately, just gave away points and just trashed my dealer turn. Oh well. Means Draconis is just going to be... The league table is going to be him. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Chiral. Keep scrolling. Sith. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. All the players at the bottom, including me.
Pom.
Praise Aegon, indeed. Alright, north to start. I know we are north, but... yeah, that was not... I am not playing well. I know I said I wasn't playing badly earlier. Now I genuinely am not playing well. Anyway, we're not going to necessarily be punished for that. One north has already played out of somebody else's hand, so it might not have been on anyway. Let's have a see what we can do here. The rest of the hand isn't too bad, actually. Got an outside chance at the Itsu. Oh, if we can close up the 7, then I think the Itsu is our plan at this stage, but we'll see. We also have the option of canning the 7s a little later. Alright, red. Problem is we can't calm the 7s unless we either draw it ourselves or we get this slot done. And this is where discarding middle tiles backfires on you. Now we have a few safe tiles against Draconis. Alright, let's go with this because we still have the 7, 8, 9 Sanshku as our backup plan. So let's lean into that a little bit. That also gives us our pair if we get the 9 as well. Alright, play south. So Reach Junshan Sanshku is the absolute high end for this hand. Alright, Reach Pinfu Sanshku then. But we're on for it, technically, and it would be Pinfu as well. It'll also be a 9, 8, 6 weight, which would be ideal, unless we just draw a 9 here, in which case we're just waiting on the 7. But I always assume we're going to draw the worst weight to make the better weight happen. It invariably is less likely, but I like to plan for that. Plan for the least likely eventuality.
Each.
See? What did I tell you? Alright, Reach Sanshku. Waiting on the 7. The 1-7 has been played. I didn't check this. This is how badly I'm not playing. So 3 winners left. And Sif decides to attack the Reach.
Each.
So does Aegon. 7 is a safe tile against Aegon. Though I would imagine, as it's not a safe tile against me, that's not a route anybody will take. So we need to sumo this, really.
相撲
Nope, he had all of our outs. Most of them, anyway. So he goes Riichi and hits a Baiman with a 7 pairs hand as dealer. I remember Viking getting really pissed off at me when I hit that against him once. Ah, dear. I don't think I was even dealer at the time. Hitting a Baiman with a 7 pairs hand is disgusting. But it was a better weight than ours and the way it turned out, so... Alright. We're still in East. We have dealer turns to come. But, yeah. We're now looking at our survival tactics again. Or I can say we're 6 away from Ryuiso and go for that. Seven away from Ryuiso, actually. Get it right. Alright, more 9s. So we do have to try and force the game a little bit now, because we are that far behind. Carning is now allowed again, for both me and Sif, really. But we are looking towards high-value stuff at this point. So every hand we need to be debating how can we get this to Mungan, how can we get this to Hanneman, and start taking a few more risks to try and get there. Because otherwise, we play a normal game, we're probably getting a few points back, but against 2 players with 20k plus leads, not looking likely. So here, for example, we're most likely going to go for Tenhou, but we'd still like to try and force this Chinitsu or some nonsense going on. Okay.
関
Well, I was joking about Ryuiso for a large extent, but not impossible. Fortunately, that's a backup plan. I shouldn't really go for that because it's our Furu 10 weight, but... Okay, third row. Oh, Ryuiso's a Yakuman, but you need only... It's all greens, basically. Could go for this, try and hit the all green... Yeah,
地
sorry. Can't have that. That was what I was sort of joking about earlier on, but with the Khan into that, yeah, still possible. Now we're just trying to force a hand, so... I mean, yeah, no, we can't do that anymore anyway. I don't know. Free man. Free so. Dodgy, but we have played all the 4s, so. Nope, I was nowhere near Tenpai for it, so can't do that. As I say, I'm taking more risks because I kind of have to.
Boom.
Oh, we needed that. Alright, Tenpai. 4-7. Yay! We bluff our way into 4,000 points. That's the way we're going to win. Bluff our way to 4,000 points, and this is a perfect hand for that. Yes, I did. Okay, so based on our thing earlier, we now hit Dora 2, and we have Sanshku. We in fact have
Oh.
Chanta Sanshku if we're feeling really ambitious. So I feel we're going for open Chanta or open Sanshku. That's leaning more towards open Sanshku.
Home.
That, unfortunately, is a pain. Reach door 2 would be fine, though. We've got to always consider that. Never going to object to door pair. And now I've now killed the Sanshku off, but...
Home.
yeah, this is looking a bit more likely. So Dracona's still on the tab, but then I've just realised actually Aegon's ahead. So yeah, it makes sense why Draconis is still trying. He's not in the lead yet. All right, we'll cut the 1-3 now. The real question is, do I decide to bluff with a door a free call if one comes up? This would be a bluff in this case, but... or maybe it'd be an awesome idea. Unfortunately, Chiral is correct, but, you know. Come on. Okay, so draw 4, draw 6 for in Tempai. As it happens, though, draw 8s, draw 9s, do nothing. Okay, there we go. So, draw one of these, we're in a closed wait for the other one. Reach 2 Dora.
Come.
Reach. No additional Dora for us. Some Kalendora, though, so that makes the reach more appealing. But only if I hit this down reach. That's unfortunate. Right. 7 was just played, so we're going to go for the Tempai now. Grab our few points. Hope something happens. Or just go for reach and the Dora 3 option. Well, Dora 4, really. Drawing 2 or 4 at this point also gives us Ipeiko. So this is a bit of a huge hand, but it's really unlikely to pay off now. Darn. I was looking at Ryan Peiko, but there's no way I can do it in this few tiles left. We got Riichi Haite Sumo. No. Darn you, game. No Riichi Haite Sumo for us. Run. Nope. So all we can do now is call a tile for Tempai. I'm going to do it in the next 2. Actually, I can Sumo the last, actually. Oh, somebody can't, of course. Of course they did. Alright. So Draconis picks up more points. Is now the dealer. We're into South. That's the way to do it. And if he's bluffing, how likely are we going to be to check? I suppose we had Dora 4. I suppose you had the other pair of 1s and that, but... So this we are going to be aggressive on. We're in last place, and I feel like doing it. Also, we have our pair established. We have a few good sets to call with. And we want to nab Draconis' dealer turn before he can do any more damage. Yeah, I also had Dora 4, but I unfortunately didn't hit Tempai. Actually, no, I had Dora 3, didn't I? One of the red. Yeah. Okay, Tempai on the 2-5. They're not, but I have to talk to myself as well, otherwise I'd go crazy.
Home.
Other than that, Sif and I happen to have identical hands, which I suppose is possible with the game, but, you know. See? I go crazy. Okay, so that's the one. We're still looking at 2-5. We'll probably take the call wherever it comes from here, but I was probably going to avoid Sif at this stage. And just take the win off either Draconis or Aegon or, you know, Sumo. 3 repeats, so we get a few points out of that, but... One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, no. North. I mean, Sif deserves luck. Actually, I've not been playing good enough to really deserve any luck at this stage. We will improve. We will get that luck back. Hopefully in time for tomorrow for Soul and Expert matches. So 7, 8, 9. Sanchku is the absolute high end at this point. Chanter as well. If we can pair the White Dragon, that'd be ideal. Or the one, I suppose. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go a little forceful here. So we'll look at Junchan Sanchku. Aegon had more than 2 Dora, though. This isn't optimistic, but this is a making sure we at least get this Dora and then see what we can do. And, of course, we can always go back to a 6, 7, 8 Sanchku because we still left ourselves that as an option. But Junchan Sanchku is the highest value hand we can get out of this. But winning is more important because we have dealer right now. Okay, no, this cards look odd, but we'll see. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go for it. How many free men are actually, there's no free men left. I don't know why I thought that was the time to go for it. Oh well, doesn't matter now. Does not matter now in the slightest. We need Tempai.
Dom.
So if I'm not going to complain, but that was really low value. Now I'm going to complain. Ah! Alright, fine. So we're again in a position where we need to hit 2 big hands here. Yes, you needed more points, though. You could have waited. Arguably, you need to wait. I don't know what he said. I actually missed it. But, yeah, at this point, you need... I mean, she is going to get a dealer turn at the end. So that's a consideration on it. But you need to maximize points. Hence why I was looking at the Jinshan there as much as I could. Hence why I'm now looking at whether I can call these for Khan material. Yeah, Draconis is not wrong, because that would have helped her battle for second place. Possibly even for the win. And I realise Draconis has his own sort of merits in this and try to, get the win for himself. But Draconis genuinely isn't wrong about the general tactics involved. Meanwhile, we are looking at a 4-5-6 Sanshku as the upper end. Well, that's not a guarantee by any stretch of the imagination, actually. If anything, that's making it more like people will deal into you, but because they'll infer safe tiles. Alright, let's go for Tenhou as well. So 7 is unfortunately a good thing at this point. Been playing too much Tenhou if you're caring too much about the last place avoidance Mahjong. Although, in fairness, on the upper levels of Seoul, yeah, avoid last place. I went from 1 win away from Expert 2 to being 4 wins away from Expert 2 with 1 loss. Ah, dear. Fun times. Alright. Toss the 3. Potentially tossing the 8 here. We're not that far away at this stage, but need some luck. 4-man, 4 dot, and then we'll see.
Home.
We can also Khan the 8s because we're going for Tenhou as well.
Chi.
Meanwhile, Draconis is going for enough of a win to just take him above, so that's going to be... I was hoping that was going to be a deal in, but, Alright, 6 was played just before, so we'll probably follow suit on that at this point anyway. Not going to take that. We are going to take this, though. I'd say that's the last tile. Nobody should be able to call them that. Unfortunate. Alright, that's going to be game. And you could have waited for a better weight on that. You didn't have to go for the 5. Alright, South 4. I don't really have any shot at this game at the moment, but we'll see. Arguably I could have left it, but with 2 hands left to go, reach from a non-dealer. Yeah, something had to give there, unfortunately, so... Alright, what can we actually do with this hand? Pretty much our only real route to anything is
Pom.
to go Khan Mad. So we're looking at Toy Toy Sankansu, I think, which is not something you go for, but it's the only thing we've really got going for us at this stage. We do have the triplet of 8s, so we can incidentally snipe another Khan. We have the 8 so in hand, so we do have one Dora. Unfortunately, that is one gone. So less chance of being able to get a second. We can also force the half flush, which I think is now the plan. But half flush dragon isn't doing enough, nonetheless we can get absurdly lucky with Kandora. Which will involve getting another Khan. In terms of the repeat, we'd have to grab 8,000 points off Aegon, which is Yakuman territory, so that doesn't really work anyway. But Honitsu, Toy Toy, Sankansu. I've had worse weights. I've had worse attempts with 3 to go. Unfortunately, I've now just given up 2 Dora. Just what I needed. 2 Dora is about the same as half Open Honitsu, is the same as Open Honitsu in this position, so yeah. Luck not with me in the slightest, and I've not played well enough to deserve any.
Khan.
Okay, Khan 1.
Pom.
Okay, I can keep us going. There is hilarity of being an 8-man weight at the end of the game. Which is a legal thing you can be waiting on at this point. You can even reach on the 8-man weight in this position if you really wanted to. There is nothing in the rules that prevents you doing that. It's the ultimate dead weight, though.
Pom.
G.
I didn't realise how impossible it is for us to finish this hand. Well, 2 more draws, we can still manage something. Wish we'd kept the 9 now.
Dom.
That's just unfortunate. Not much I can do there. We do have a repeat, though. And we go again. So, 3 pairs. Terminal up top. How do we turn this into a Yakuman? I don't think we do is the answer to that, in all honesty. So there's no Chinitsu easy way out here. We do have Tudora. If we can keep piling on the pairs we already have, then we can definitely try something. And a triplet of anything means we can potentially Khan it, with the exception of East.
Pom.
Fortunately, everybody's in attack mode, which kind of ruins any plan of this. Aegon is the one person who should not really be attacking. Well, we'll see if Sif manages to avoid killing herself by my deal in. Because that's the thing that's really going to cost her right now. Yeah, we might force the half flush. Thing is, I'm giving up with that, but feel that we're going to have to go for something. Yeah, fine. Alright, white can go. Nine can go. I wouldn't be sad at that. I've brought it on myself.
本
Besides, I don't need your sympathy.
リーチ
Alright, reach does not really help us in this position. We can't do much from this. We can get a single weight on a single tile. But that is as good as we're going to get. We can always toss the east for safety if we want to, but at this point, safety is kind of irrelevant. This is advancement, not safety. When that happens again, I'll let you know, but so far it's not. I've had literally 0 Jan this entire game. In fact, have I won a hand tonight? Oh, we've got a closed weight on that, haven't we? That's for 9s. So it'd be Sanchiku, is what I'm looking at here, but it's not really worth stuff. Because I don't think I've won a hand tonight. Or if I have, it's been nothing significant. That's the game. And that'll be enough for the win. Alright, Moikai. One more time. No! Well, you didn't have to be that harsh, Hagen. I only asked if I want a hand. Okay, so Draconian Shape would be Aegon and myself. Because when you're tumbling down the hill, you might as well kick it into overdrive and see how fast you can go. Alright. So this actually is a really good starting hand. Two-sided close weight on there. Dora potentially included as well. 2 dragons, but not going to pay either of them up, I don't think. Triplet of a 9s. Okay, have fun with that. By the way, find the supercut of It as a family comedy. Somebody's recut the trailer for It as a family comedy, and it is genius. Love the thing. Forget who does it, but I found a whole set of videos where basically they've recut trailers in other styles of film.
Each. Long.
There we go. Finally some Jammers returned. This is not a good weight, but we'll take Riichi Patsu nothing as dealer. Reach it my dealer turn, will you? Also, I have now won a hand tonight. I can confirm. Also, what is this nonsense? Yeah, say silent because we want to change this into a 1 or a 9 that's open. But the moment we get an open 1 or 9, 1 has been played. I think we can do better. Or if we get the 1 man. 1 man, of course, being Medora. I know 1 has been played, but... Door indicated 2 played. No, we'll stay off. 9 dot it is. I don't mind sniping somebody with 7 pairs Dora. Still free Han. And people won't be suspicious of me as much if I don't reach. So, oh wait, if we get Dora, absolutely. Until then, we're just staying on this 9 pin. Nine so. 1 played. That actually might be an okay weight. It's about the same. Yeah. It's about the same, but crucially, it looks as if I'm less interested in them.
Gong.
Yeah, I had. I'd have noticed that eventually, but doesn't matter. Okay, that is 2 hands now. 2. Now it's entirely my fault if I finish in last. It was already my fault that I finished in last anyway. What would have been ruder is if I'd have targeted him, which I was considering. And certainly will be considering now. So this looks Tenhou-ish. Unless things develop extremely rapidly. 6, 7, 8 Sanchiku, probably at the high end, so we'll see if we can get that. Hey, no, my luck, I'd get it. Besides which, no coaching.
Home.
And I probably would have noticed eventually. Besides which, I wouldn't have been able to do it until I'd have drawn one at that point anyway, so who knows. Okay, good draw. So 6, 7, 8 Sanchiku is what we're looking at going for here. Question is, do I care about being open or not? Tenhou, Sanchiku, Dora. Well, if he's fortunate enough to play the 7s, which is what I would need to make this work. Okay, 1 down. So I need 7 So or 7 man from Draconis in order to hit Tenpai. Or I can just draw it myself, of course. Seven man or 7 So for open Sanchiku, Dora, Tenpai. One 7 has been played. Yeah, drawing nothing but white dragons. Okay, so we've had our luck now. Luck has expired. Now we're going to rely on the rest of it ourselves. 7 man, 7 So. Okay, not the worst. We can still have a Tenhou with that. I think we prefer... Which one's safer? Probably that on the basis of... Okay, so he's going to Ito. We now know which one it is. It was possible for a Honitsu with that, even though he discarded the 7. Could have been a critical one. So I could call... Take the Tenhou, Tenpai. Play the 6... Yeah. Take the Tenhou, Tenpai. Much as I would have liked Sanchiku, Tenhou Dora 1 is fine as dealer. So let's see who's wanting to play a 7 So against this. Free a 6. We have already played a 6, so we shall play another 6. Come on, 7 So. Nope, no 4 dot. The good news is this looks as if we're folded, so... Suji. Not that Suji matters in Toy Toy as much, really, but, you know. Yeah, this definitely looks as if we folded something. Pay no attention to the shadow in the corner. He just wants his 7, so. Two more draws. We've got the high tay available. High tay. No. Oh. Everybody folded against the Shadowhawk, who looked like he was folding anyway. Okay. More points. Well, not a good hand, but we'll see. We have enough points. We don't need too many more right this moment. We'd almost be quite happy the game to move on a little bit at this stage, but you never know. We could win in we could win in East 1 with enough repeats. Problem is, drawing the 9, we're drawing that completion rather than anything else. We can't really go for Tanya or anything, so we're hoping to draw a East or a dragon. And if not, we'll hoard them and see how it goes. Maybe we'll finally hit that Nageshi. Who knows? Can't really see it from here, in all honesty. Somebody else will have to let you know. Kyril, make the executive decision. Oh, yeah. I wish we had gone for the Nageshi at this point. I know we kind of folded it last turn, but yeah, this hand is going nowhere particularly fast. The good news is, though, if anybody's waiting on these, they won't get them from me. It's a door able. Okay. I did say Kyril was the executive arbiter, but okay. It's a door able to do things. Good on you. That is the professional opinion of the mumbling historian who started this series on Croatia. Which is far more exciting than Tiles of Confusion most of the time, I'll be honest.
Riichi.
Okay, so reach from Aegon, reaching on the dragon. Is somebody going to attack that? JPB does decide to attack the dragon. I think we are of the opinion that we want to fold here. Dark tiles are dangerous. So we'll just play our dragon, play the west, and we'll see where things go. The only safe Marzi tile we got is 8, so... and 9, I guess, and the dragon. So, okay, we're okay for safe tiles for the moment. We got 3.
Sumo.
And he sumoed. So, reach sumo Itsu. He got the Itsu. Well done, sir. It's an actual Itsu. But free kit hairs are adorable, yes, indeed. I should play Gibbous. I might actually get back to doing proper YouTube videos again. Maybe I'll just stream Gibbous because that was a fun game. And it's been a month since I finished it, so I will have forgotten everything and I'll be able to play it almost naturally. Certainly, yeah. I won 3 hands. Aegon wins 1 and takes the lead. Cthulhu Adventure, which has a character called Kitty. Because the main character is terrible at naming people. So Egan as dealer with a slight lead. Yes, give us. As in the moon. It is a game. It's sort of the classic Sierra style point and click adventure game things. But yeah, don't spoil yourself on it. I'll probably try and play through it. It's short. Well, relatively short anyway. But it's quite a good game. And it fits reasonably well into the Cthulhu mythos, even if it's not strictly speaking a Cthulhu in Lovecraftian game. It's just heavily influenced by it. And has copious amounts of fish.
Riichi.
Okay, JPP with the reach across the table. No, so I've not done Discord 2. No, I haven't. I don't have an opinion on that, in all honesty. I actually don't mind Discord 2, although it's one of the main 3 that I haven't played. I played Noir. I like Noir, but it's impossible to get working on modern systems these days. And I, of course, like the first game. I'm not saying I won't do it, and certainly there's a lot of stuff I need to do, but it's not on my list of things I want to play right this moment. Certainly not while I don't have really a computer that's proper for Let's Playing at this stage. Okay, is the 9 pin going to pass on him? It probably is. We'll go for it.
Gong.
No, it isn't. So, edge pin Fu with Dora. Dear God, as he pulls that out. Yeah, he pulled that up to a manga, the bastard. Well, I said it was going to be entirely my fault when I crashed into last place, and it is. So what I'm not doing, and what I should have been doing here, is folding. At least folding significantly more than I am currently doing, which is the problem. This, though, is looking like a fairly rapid hand, though not a very valuable one. Why? In fairness, it was a terminal tile. If he was waiting on a dot, it would probably have been not that 9, because it would only have been on that sort of weight if he was doing it two-sided. So, logical feeling, if you're still going to attack the hand, you might as well attack from the terminals. But that logic leads into its own little trap there. So here we are probably going to look towards cutting this 9 and seeing if we can drag this into Tenhou. Okay, so we have Tenpai, but we're going to ignore it.
Riichi.
Much better. Okay. So reach two-sided weights, so reach Dora. Not a lot of value here, but still. We'll take it, and we also have the ability to calm the free man if we ever draw the last one. I was going to wait for a Sanch Q, actually. That's the one... I mean, we haven't drawn anything that would allow us to get there, but... yeah. It seems as if everybody's kind of folding at this point, but...
カン
Well, we actually hit the Khan, which I'm surprised at, but you know. Now it's really important nobody deals in these last 2 tiles. Go on. CMO for 3-6. No. Ah, close. We did give the other Senpai player 2 Dora at that point, but you know. Well, I have other projects I might be starting up, but we'll worry about that later. At this point, my main concern is get house, then get computer, then if I can feel up to it, get back to doing less playing properly. But I have a lot to sort out before we get to that stage. It's quite aside from anything else, I'm enjoying playing games for myself again, which is a weird thing to be saying, but yeah. It's weird to be able to play games without talking over it. Well, if Aiken wants to put me into a hotel, well, that's a problem. Also, he knows why. He knows why. Okay, Ipeiko. It was an Aiken joke and we appreciate it, but still, he knows why. I need to pair up something in my hand right now. Or I suppose I can draw the middle tiles. That'd be fine too, but I might as well keep this because it doesn't make any difference. No. He got the timeout because Aigen is our friend, but he is a troll. And he has a very unique sense of humor at times about things. Honestly, he referenced Monopoly. That's why we decided to time him out. He knows why. He does know why. But yeah. I wouldn't have referenced... To be fair, it's only because it's Aigen, and Aigen knows, and he's in on the joke, and he ultimately did it probably to get himself timed out, in all honesty. But I'm not a fan of Monopoly at all. In any way, shape, or form. I prefer actual board games.
Wrong.
Alright, I was tempted to possibly go for that, just hit tempo at the end, but if that's the way it's going to work, then Draconis is going to lose more points. And, well, he's gone into a dealer, and that ends. Well, I still am going to be on 0, but hey, I'm probably a little closer now. Who knows? Alright, I can do one more, I think, and then I'm going to do that. This is true, he does. That was very much a thing. No, because it's a really expensive game and I haven't ever been able to pick it up. I'm also at the point of getting rid of most of my board games anyway because, again, moving and trying to raise some funds. I do have a copy of Kingdom Death Monster, and at some stage, if I get a proper setup and a reasonable camera, I may do some over-stream Kingdom Death Monster. I realise I've got Tabletop Simulator, but physical components got to be done. One thing that will start happening again, just on a Mahjong sense, is that we'll start being able to play free-player Mahjong versus the chat again. Or rather, free-player Washizu Mahjong against the chat again. We'll have to have a running total and blood count for chats, me and Vanna, but we'll get that going. We'll at least be able to do some more things on a more regular basis. But we do, as I say, there are many projects that we have, but we'll see. Anyway, I said I'm good for one more, but if people aren't up for that, then I am happy to end the stream here as well. And I'll be back to doing some more Soul shenanigans tomorrow. Yeah, but yeah. I had all the luck in East 1 for a little bit, and then it all went to pot. As it invariably does. Mahjong Soul, which is the other Mahjong site that tends to play on. So I tend to have Friday evenings of playing on Tenhou because this is where our traditional server is set up. Soul, I'm playing sort of my advancement to try and get up the ladder and towards the master rank now. I suppose we are now going towards. And if I ever do something other than this, it'll be one of the PS2 video games. All right, I think that's going to be it for the night then, because nobody seems to be queuing up after me. So I am going to call that a stream. Thanks for joining me, guys. And I will see various people for stuff and things tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week. So catch you later.